So, what are the three kinds of weathering? One is physical weathering that results from physical forces that reduce the size of the rock particles without changing the chemical nature of the rock. So that's the difference between physical and the chemical weathering. So the physical weathering mainly involves freezing and the thawing cycles of the water. So when the water go into the small space between the rocks, it stays there. When winter comes or temperature drops, um, it froze, and when it's frozen, the volume of the water expanded like 10%, and that force is very strong and it can break rocks. So I do feel oxygen and water are the two main forces of fostering lives on Earth, and water is just amazing. And another form of physical weathering is actions of plants and animals. And this could be overlapped with the biological weathering. Thinking about roots, and roots have a lot of power too, and the roots can break rocks. And of course, an elephant step on the rock, it can also break the big piece into small pieces. So sometimes I think it's okay. We mix the physical weathering with the biological weathering, but of course, biological weathering is more complicated, especially those lichens grow on the rocks, and the bacteria and the fungi, they colonize the rock, and that is, I would say that probably involve all three forms of weathering, like physical, chemical, and biological. So the chemical weathering, thinking about acid rain, it can dissolve the rocks and wash the surface away. That's one sort of chemical weathering. And also the rock surface could be oxidized or hydrolyzed by a chemical. I want you to go online, go to YouTube, and check out this video. It only take a minute. Seriously, it's only 1 minute. Um, and also to save time here, I'm not going to display this video, but it's very straightforward, very visual. And I think after you check out this 1 minute video, you will understand weathering right away. So we then talking about the weathering. Weathering is breaking big pieces of rock into small pieces. What is soil erosion? This is the transportation of soil we're talking about. The process of loosening and redistributing particles is called erosion. So erosion is wearing away and the transportation of soil by wind, water, or ice. And worldwide, erosion removes 25 billion cubic tons of soil per year. That equals to about 1.5 to 2 billion metric meters of soil per year. That is a lot. And that is a tremendous power of redistributing the soils we have. And it is made worse by deforestation and desertification. Poor agriculture practices also increase erosion. And because of this transportation, massive transportation of soil, which be applied with fertilizers and pesticides, that's where the contamination comes from too. These are the two, I would say, pretty mild pictures of soil erosion, but you can see it destroy the land, and we when this organ of nature is damaged, it no longer support the lives anymore. And that do affect the quality of our life,